Hi, I'm here at Black Hat USA 2015 with Don Shin from Ixia, one of our partners who we've used extensively for testing of our Thunder TPS appliance. So one of the most interesting things we've done, I think, on the TPS is really be able to demonstrate the performance, but not just in the traditional way. We've been able to show volumetric performance of 155 gigabits per second of mitigation, but also some of those lesser known metrics like the packets per second, like 200 million packets per second, and then also combating multi-vector attacks, where you've really helped us with some of your tools, such as like Breaking Point, being able to show use cases where we simulate LOIC or some of these other attack tools, which are very commonly referenced in articles. I even remember a Gartner article which was saying you should use some of the free tools and Ixia to test your DDoS appliances. So for us to use you and produce material for that has been very useful. So today, do you want to tell me a little bit more about those security type tests you have with Breaking Point?
Yeah, absolutely. So, I think it's really great, some of the things that you guys doing here live, being able to demonstrate these kinds of attacks, because this is one of the real big challenges for IT departments, whether they're enterprise or service providers, adopting large-scale DDoS technologies, is that it's very hard for them to be able to really understand how they work and specifically how to test them themselves, right? And you guys are providing at least some beginning steps of showing these multi-vector attacks rolling at scale, and that becomes a good starting place for them to be able to build additional tests in order to get it to fit with their particular environments. And in particular, what Breaking Point brings in addition to the attacks is that in DDoS mitigation, the attack is really important to be able to understand, but what's really more important is what about the legitimate traffic, right? And so our Breaking Point provides both of those two elements inside of it, of a legitimate workload that models how the target enterprises would actually look like, and then layer the attacks on top of that, right? And so, we see, equipment manufacturers like yourselves are the bread and butter of our business. But, what we're also trying to do is introduce smaller, more accessible kind of platforms so that the enterprises can also get discipline and security testing into their environments too.
Yeah, and I think that's a good point, because obviously a lot of the business out there, we put out numbers on a data sheet and it's the highest possible performance. But like with the demo we have with you guys here today, is showing a multi-vector attack, so it's network layer attacks like say a Shin flood, but we're also showing the application layer attacks such as the Solaris attack. But then we're taking even one step further, or maybe two steps I should say. One is showing the IPv4 traffic like people would expect, but also showing the IPv6 traffic, which could be a huge hole, because if you have a multi-honed host, someone hits the IPv6 CPU and drowns it out, for lack of a better word, then your IPv4 website could be affected as well. But then, like you said, it's also showing the good put and the bad put at the same time. So being able to show all these things in one demo, I think has been very useful for us.
Hopefully, I think that your potential customers get a lot of value out of it as well. So that's great that you guys are doing that.
Okay, great. Thanks, Don.
Okay.